Hi everyone, it's Siobhan. So I've decided to start vlogging because actually my first video got a really nice response from people, so thank you to everyone who watched that and liked and commented and told me that they liked it and that it was a good idea to actually embark on this weird adventure, and maybe no one will watch any of my other videos, but I'm hoping so. So the reason that I've started this is because I thought one of my favourite types of videos that I've seen on YouTube about books has been people doing vlogs, doing reading vlogs, where they read the books and talk about, you know, over the course of several days or a week or a month, talk about what they've been reading, how they've been enjoying it, what their mood has been, and also just what else is going on in their life at that time. So I thought I would give it a go. We'll see how consistently I manage to actually film stuff. We'll see how exciting it'll be as well, because we're all still currently at the time of filming stuck in lockdown here in Wales, so we can't really go out that much except for exercise or to go to the shop. So I don't know how much exciting footage I'll get, but I've still been finding videos like this interesting anyway, just to hear what people's opinions are as they read books. And it really gives you a sense of like what the experience of reading the book is about, what the experience of reading the book is like, the ups and the downs, the emotional turmoil. I don't know if it'll be that dramatic, but hopefully it'll be enjoyable anyway. What am I currently doing? I've decided to start this on a Thursday, which makes absolutely no sense because you would think I would start on a Monday and do like a week or something. I think I'm gonna do a Thursday to Thursday. Hi, this is future editing Siobhan popping in to say, no, that did not happen, you naive summer child. And I'm just going to be reading stuff that is on my TBR, that was the last video that you saw me do. That didn't happen either. And update you as to how it's going. I've got some really good recommendations as well from you guys after posting my first video about things you think I should be reading that I'm really looking forward to putting on my TBR. So a bit of an update before we start getting into the reading. I actually finished, finally, The Mirror and the Light by Hilary Mantel, which is the third part of the Wolf Hall series. This is like, I don't even know how many pages. 897 pages. 897 pages. Sorry, by the way, if you can hear my partner upstairs swearing at video games. Classic. Mirror and the Light. So yeah, it took me a long time to read this. It is absolutely stunning. Kind of as I expected. Hilary Mantel, Booker Prize winner, absolute legend, does incredible amounts of research into the Tudor era, and this series is about Thomas Cromwell, who was an advisor to Henry VIII, and it's a really deep dive into his life, into his psyche. It's stunning. You can feel the research that Hilary Mantel has put into this. Sometimes it's a bit too much detail, like we don't really need to know about every single meal that he ate sometimes, and that's why it's 800, 900 pages long. But it's beautiful, and it's stunningly written, and I'm glad that I finished it, because it feels like an achievement, and it felt like I really, really dove deep into that character's mind. That being said, now it's time to decide what I'm going to read next. Are the books that I've got physically from my TBR video that I did. Please excuse all of the mess on my desk. Oh, let's just ignore that. So I also have Station 11 and Upright Women Wanted that should be part of this list, but they haven't yet arrived. So what I've got to read next, I've got to pick from this pile. I'm attracted right now to these two. This one because it's nice and short, and I've read it before, and I know that it's really stunning and really well written. And this one because it looks kind of like it could be a good summer read, a crime novel. So I think I might pick this one up. I also just realised I'm missing Player of Games. I started reading that. I'm interested in it. I'm interested in the world, but it is very heavy sci-fi. It seems quite full of terms and a lot of names that you have to keep straight, and I think my brain is just not quite in that mood right now. It's so hot outside, summer is beginning, it is stunningly sunny out there, and I think I just want to read something that's almost like a beach read, that's quite easy to read, that's quite relaxing. Yeah, so this is going to be my pick. It's really hard to read when I have so many distractions, like a cute cat. And also Animal Crossing. I'm only 3 pages into Throw Me to the Wolves, and I'm really enjoying the writing style. I'm looking forward to reading this eventually, but it's so warm, everyone's outside, and I can't concentrate right now. You know when it's so hot that your brain is kind of fuzzy and you're like, I don't want to think. So I think I'm going to take a bit of a break, chill out, maybe watch some YouTube, and come back to this when I feel a bit more alert, I guess. Alert. Yay, I love 2 peppy queens getting along. So it's the next day. I forgot to vlog all of the rest of yesterday, but I am about 80 pages into Throw Me to the Wolves. I'm really enjoying it. Patrick McGuinness's writing style is just really compelling. He's got some really funny one-liners and really funny observational moments. He kind of writes about this evil private school in the book where the teachers are really sadistic and take advantage of the boys. So that is one story in it, and then there is also the story of the detective following this murder. So I'm interested to see how the two of them link up, but so far I'm really enjoying it. I had a lot of work to do this morning. I had to run a Zoom meeting with about 40 people, which is the first one I've actually run ever, but it went really well. So I'm really excited about that. Today, it's boiling hot outside. It's a gorgeous day, but I'm kind of feeling just lazy this afternoon. I just kind of want to chill out, read, maybe play a bit of Animal Crossing, if I'm honest. So we'll see if I can get through more of Throw Me to the Wolves. Hi, so it's day 3 of my readathon, and it's not a readathon, it's just a vlog. It's day 3, I am really tired, I'm knackered, it's been a long week, I don't feel too well today, I'm in bed, I'm reading Throw Me to the Wolves. I did not read much yesterday. It's this weather, man. It's beautiful, it's gorgeous outside, it's sunny, and I feel like shit, so I'm gonna just keep reading this, hopefully finish it today. There's another book that I'm really interested in that is not actually on my official TBR, but I got the audiobook for free from my library. I really just want to dive in. So once I've finished this, which is still really entertaining, I might dive in to the audiobook and kind of just rest and listen to it. Or maybe play Animal Crossing while I listen to it. Multitasking. So it's later in the day, I'm about 250 pages into Throw Me to the Wolves. I'm really enjoying it. It's really gripping, the way that he writes about like these horrible Etonian-esque private schools, all the shit that went on in the 80s in them. He's just painted such a vivid picture of that world that you know that he has experience of personally, the author, I'm suspecting, from the way that he's writing about it. And his detective character, I think it's described that he lives in the past and that the present is a place that he visits. So basically, I don't know if I've even explained this about the book, I probably haven't. There's this outer framing device, which is these 2 detectives investigating this murder, and the suspect in the murder is one of the detective's old teachers. And then the story within that story is his memories of being taught by this man and by his other teachers. I'm really enjoying it. It's really gripping, and I don't know where it's going to go, but he writes so cleverly and with such an atmospheric tone that I kind of don't mind that it's not very driven in the narrative. We haven't found out much about the murder yet. We've had little dribs and drabs, but not loads. But I'm kind of enjoying that. I'm being joined by my kitten, who decided to take a nap. And my neighbour's playing music once again. I'm starting to enjoy it though. So it's the next day. I didn't update you at all, like yesterday afternoon or evening, I don't think. I've only got that much left of Throw Me to the Wolves. I'm really enjoying it. This weather is so hot. It's making me feel so like lethargic every day, and like I don't really want to concentrate or do anything. So I think once I finish this, I'm going to listen to an ebook so that I can do other things at the same time, like chores or playing Animal Crossing even, while I listen to the book, because I feel like that feels like less effort. Look, I've got the kitty with me. Hello, kitty. He's feeling about as tired as I am. I just wanted to take a minute to talk a little bit about lockdown, because the whole reason I started this channel was because I was finding it really difficult to be creative. So as some of you might know, I worked before as a theatre director, and I still want to continue to do that in the future. But I was finding it really tough, even before all of this kicked off, just to motivate myself as a self-employed person to be creative and to think of ideas and to try to ignore that thing that social media does of showing you everyone else's successes. You know, I'm happy to see other people succeeding and going on with their projects and working really hard and really enjoying it. But that only gives you a snapshot of their life and what they've been struggling with to get where they got to. And I've been guilty of this too, of only posting good news on social media. And in this lockdown time, it seems almost amplified because we can't talk to people and find out more of the context of what's going on in their life. We can't go and meet people and see them in person. But I don't want you to think that everything is fine and rosy and dandy in my life, because, like I mentioned, I think in my very first video, it's stifling to creativity, to productivity, just to your mental health as a person, having to stay at home indoors all the time. By the time I post this video, I think the lockdown will have been eased somewhat and we'll be able to see more people and do more things than we were before. But it's been since March now that we've all kind of been on house arrest. And that can't be good for the collective mental health of the country. I feel quite disheartened about the theatre industry, and I feel quite disconnected from it, not being able to go and see theatre. As much as there's stuff being put up online, it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like the same art form, because it isn't the same art form, fundamentally, as the one that I am in love with. So I've been trying to stay away from social media. I've been trying to stay away from screens, not really succeeding, but trying to find other forms of stimulation for the brain, other forms of staying entertained and staying happy and staying present and in the moment. And reading has really helped me. Even though I just said I want to stay present, it's helped me escape from the present into other worlds, into other stories. And so part of what you're seeing is me and my coping mechanism. Yeah, I hope that made sense. I hope that was helpful for someone out there, if anyone's still watching these. Let me know if reading's been helping you, or what has been helping you just cope right now. And I know I'm in an incredibly privileged position where I have a roof over my head. I have employment right now, which is great. I have people in my life. I have my cat. And I have some spare time in which to try to help with my mental health. And that is far more than a lot of people that I know, than a lot of people out there have. So I hope I also don't look like I'm complaining about my life. I'm not, but I just want to acknowledge that it's a strange time out there for everyone. That this is my way of trying to help myself and maybe help some other people. So I finished Throw Me to the Wolves last night, and I realised that I never updated you as to how I enjoyed it. I really loved it. I don't think it's going to be a 5 stars, I think it's going to be a 4 stars. He writes really precisely and incisively about private schools, about abuse of power, about a society where people are being ostracised and people are being hunted down, which I think is the point that he's trying to make. with the book. And he's trying to draw a parallel between bullying in private schools and the press, like, hounding this man who's been wrongfully, like, accused of a crime. I'm not quite sure that he successfully connects these concepts. I think his metaphor is a little bit muddled in places, and I also think sometimes the characters behave in strange ways. Maybe I'm more kind of sensitive to that in books because I work in theatre where character motivation and dialogue and what characters do has to be consistent. And so sometimes characters would go off on a monologue about society or about what they do as a member of the press, for example, without really much prompting, or just so that we can get information or we can hear the point that the author wants to make, as opposed to for like an internally consistent reason. So that felt a little bit But because the writing is so good, it kind of made me forgive that, because he's so witty in the way that he writes. But the thing is that because he has this way of really closely observing life, almost like a poet, like noticing the tiniest details about a person's behaviour or the tiniest details about a place, a lot of his characters also have this kind of superhuman ability that, like, in life, not a lot of people have. Most of his characters, I would say, make really, like, smart, witty, incisive observations about the world, which isn't really how reality works. Like, I kind of wish that it was only his main character who had that trait, or maybe just the main character and the man who is being accused, and that was something that connected them. So that's why it's not a 5-star read for me, but it was thoroughly enjoyable. It was really easy to read for me because of that writing style. I was really interested in the mystery. I think the resolution to the mystery was really satisfying for me. It's not the focus of the book. I wouldn't go into the book expecting a really complex murder mystery plot. It's more about a tone piece. It's more about examining the world and the society and how this could happen. Yeah, those are my thoughts on Throw Me to the Wolves. I think next... Not sure what I'm going to dive into next. I did manage to get the audiobook of The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, which I know wasn't on my TBR, wasn't one of the books I said I was going to read, but I managed to get the audiobook from my library and I'm really keen to read it. It's another murder mystery. It's got an interesting concept. It's like a murder mystery with a kind of Groundhog Day type plot whereby the main character is reliving the same event over and over and over as different characters in the event. So it sounds like a really fascinating idea, so I'm tempted to read that next. We'll see. Hi, bet you forgot about me. It's Fuchsia Siobhan. This vlog ended up being so long, it is now 2 parts, so stay tuned. What a cliffhanger, eh? What a cliffhanger.